Hi there, everyone. This is Lokijunda. We're going to be playing some post-trauma. But before we begin, just a quick announcement. This month, June 2025, we are going to be giving away two $25 Steam gift cards on the channel. There will be two videos, one from me and one from the channel creator Unf, where we will ask you to answer a question in the comments. From those that answer, we will select a winner randomly. Un's video is already out. It's on his tower defense playlist. If you look through there, any video he's put out subsequently to that one, he tells you which one it is. So again, just watch the video, answer his question in the comments, have a chance to win on there. My video will be coming out later this month. And then any subsequent videos, I will also reference that so you don't have to search too hard. Alright, so Post Trauma, developed by Red Soul Games and published by Raw Fury. This is a game I've played through quite a number of times. I absolutely love it. It is a Silent Hill-like kind of indie horror. I do think they did a fantastic job making this, and it really opens a possibility for some really cool stuff I think they could do, so I hope we see more from this developer in this universe. There's a lot of questions that don't quite get fully answered in this, and really think it opens up the world of the gloom and post-trauma for some really fantastic things in the future that I do hope we get to see. We're going to go ahead and just do a whole walkthrough tutorial of this one, long play as they say, and I might discuss a few theories, point out a few things that I've noticed that I think are kind of interesting. One thing about this game, I do believe that there's a lot of little details that show the care that the developer really took and the attention to detail that I just really appreciate. I really hope we see more from this developer in this universe.
Please. No. Again.
What? Where is this? Where am I? Hello? Hello? Gotta be an exit around here.
So I am playing this on Xbox. I saw on the Steam page they have put out a big update fixing some issues. I'm not entirely sure where that lands with console. I assume it comes out, and if that's the case, this will be my first time playing since the update. I'm playing on hard, and that's why we have the tapes. Missing a piece. Alright, so these are the kind of thing, not... you will point out, he does point out that a lot of the wording is gibberish on a lot of this stuff. But for this first puzzle here, I have a tutorial for this that I'm going to add onto this playlist as well. That is on the channel for this one. And so this is the kind of first thing, the triangle equals 1, that we're going to need to know for that. Like, this is a game, gets a lot of criticism for not kind of holding your hand through the puzzles as well as like telling the story, but that's something I can actually appreciate. Huh. That was different. And here again, another square equals 7. Then we have symbols that are out on the lines. Triangle is on the 1 line there. Square is on 3 and 4. Adds the 7. And so we have, X and O. You can deduce that the purple line is 2 because you have 1, 3, and 4. And that'll give us X is 3, 4, 5. And, circle is 4, 5, 6. But yeah, when we pressed that button to open the door before, it was actually a call, I think, where we heard something. Possible I'm misremembering. I'll have to go check that out before, but we'll see how many changes have happened that I notice. They mentioned something about changing the item, adding some enemy spawns and some of the item spawns and stuff. So here we have, this is pretty much the code that we're gonna need. We got, what do we got? Square, triangle, circle, X, triangle, square, triangle, circle, X, triangle, over and over. That's gonna be what we need for the combination. And here we can actually get a look at it. Which I didn't even notice this my first time playing through, so I just kind of saw it on the walls. Now, pay attention to these 2 mannequins. Because they are... It's another one of the things not pointed out, but they kind of come back. Yeah, just putting the numbers from the symbols gets us that to fall off. 71651 if you missed it. Now, I feel like this is actually well-designed kind of intro part here. Walking through where they have the credits. Some nice music to it. I do really like the soundtrack for this one. That's a big thing for me. Akira Yamaoka-ish beat kicking in here. I'm picking up the tapes, but honestly I don't actually intend on saving, so I'll probably just destroy them or drop them. Oh yeah, that's the other tape. So, yeah, then we head up here. Now we see these throughout the game. Makes me think that maybe, you know, just at least hinted at that Roman had or has a drinking problem. Now see, I love that they do that there. First time I heard that, it freaked me out a bit because they have like something walk through it. But there's nothing up here yet. There's a hint of something there. Is there somebody watching him? Now here we can play this.
Again, here we are. I'm dealing with someone who's also strangely immune to the gloom. He's kind of like me, but let's be clear, he doesn't deserve this perk. No, he doesn't.
Alright, so that's Carlos, the guy from the beginning with the gun. Now, it's never stated, I don't think, anywhere that I've noticed. I think he's talking about Roman. Later on, I believe he says something to Roman regarding where he thinks that they're not, like, he kind of hints at him maybe not being worthy or something along those lines. We'll see it soon enough. This game isn't overly long, but it's absolutely fantastic for what it is. I mean, I think the issues it has are just very minor issues from having a small development team. Very minor bugs in my opinion. Some people have complained about the voice acting. But I believe it is wonderful for the characters. I think it fits. If you haven't figured it out at this point, it even gets mentioned later on. This character, English is not his first language as part of the character. He's a Japanese man.
Hello? Thank God. I thought I was alone here. Can you help me? Or are you lost too? 한다고요.
Now I wonder at I know monster design like Silent Hill, there was a lot of significance to all of it. I'm sure there's some significance in everything in this. I'm not sure to what degree this game, or what like all the significance could be with the different monsters in this one. I didn't do that one too well. But while I did play through this game quite a few times within the first week or two of it coming out, it has been, at this point, a minute since I've played it again. Playing some other games, just kind of took a back seat. I've been wanting to do a long play walkthrough of this one for a little while now. So, finally doing that one. Is kind of my debut full commentary video here. And you know, if anyone has any recommendations for things I may be doing right or wrong, feel free to let me know. I'm much newer to this kind of thing than Unf is. Alright, 3D. These on the wall, these things here, that is stuff we need for a later, or the next upcoming puzzle. Got all these mannequins blocking our way. Just kind of looking around again, see if I notice if there's anything that I might have missed regarding any of my previous playthroughs. This part I generally kind of just run through. Alright, then we got a 2B up there, 3A here. Let's see, so this door here, you can enter codes. And I spent a lot of time just entering codes, not expecting anything. I did find one that works. Huh. I didn't notice that before. There was a laugh. I noticed, I recognize the voice actor of Jill. So Jill laughs at us when we try to open the door. That's one of those little details. The code is actually one of the codes used later in the game, just backwards. But yeah, I didn't notice that laugh and stuff before. I wonder if that's part of the stuff that was added. That would be cool if it was. We grab the ice block there. That's one of the first things we gotta do. So we gotta get 3 of these fuses. This is the one that I somehow just forget to open this door sometimes. We get one here. Come back through here. This is something you can miss. Is just when you come this way. Right there. Seeing that guy walk towards this bright light thing here. Not something you have to see. Something that can be missable if you just don't walk this way. There's actually quite a few like kind of scenes that you can skip, or maybe not quite a few, but there are some kind of seemingly significant like interactions with other characters and cutscenes that you can just wholly skip if you want to. Yeah, so we just need to really come through here, grab that metal wire. Come back this way. And we'll use the metal wire. Get this last fuse. Oh, sounded like a monster and did something nasty. Now that first monster we fought is like one of the few you actually have to kill. There really aren't so many other ones you have to. Use here, come here, then we recognize those letters. So what did we see before? We saw 1C, 3D, 2B, and 3A. So the first thing I know, we have to hit these ones, then just go through those. We need 3As. We have 2 already. There's that. 2Bs, we have 1B already. to 3Ds. We have 1D, 2, 3, and then just 1C. I like to hit that C. Alright, and then we get that key card. I wonder, does it actually show us right here exactly which ones we flipped? That'd be cool. It looks like it might. Run by this little guy again. As he's not little, he's just a half man. Still nothing there. And I don't always do it, but also if you tap the sprint button, you can just keep sprinting. I'm lazy to do that, and I'm not really trying to rush right now. That is something you can do.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, no, hush now.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I am.
See? So loud, so much screaming with you. Hush.
I think I need help. There's this.
We all need help. Do we deserve it, though?
I'm trapped, I think. There's a door.
A locked door, yes. I have the code.
You do? Oh, how?
I don't know, but I do. 33284.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Don't thank me. I'm supposed to give it to you.
What is that?
I said I don't know. I don't want to know.
My name is Roman.
Jill. But you knew that. 33284.
So, you'll notice that 33284 is actually one more digit than we needed for that door. If you look at the old keypad for her phone for the letters, she's actually spelling out death. She's saying, "I will give you death," and we find out a little bit more about why. I just noticed, like, this monitor here is actually the door we entered the code on. Then I suppose, so she said, but you knew that. I think that might be hinting that this isn't necessarily his first time, kind of being out and aware in the gloom.
Hello? Officer Kelly? Mitch? Is this... What is this, guys? Oh, no. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. No, not like this.
So now we are in the shoes of Carlos again. I wonder if there is a little bit of, you know, not necessarily linearity in the timelines that we're going between Roman and Carlos. Because he's acting here like he's really fresh to this. Or at least not as experienced in the gloom as he shows us to be later on. But when we think of the tape that we heard him discussing about it, he sounded like he was much more familiar, like he had been watching somebody. And so I think that I could be mistaken in this. This is just me giving my thoughts on it. I think where we are right here as Carlos happened before what we were playing as Roman just there. Now I'm just kind of looking around a little bit just to see if there's
Again.
I'm just kind of curious
Here we
if
are.
I don't think so, but it'd be
Dealing
interesting
with
if he
someone
said something
who's
when you play
also
his tapes.
strangely immune to the gloom. He's kind of like me, but let's be clear, he doesn't deserve this perk. No. No, he doesn't.
But yeah, I think that tape, to me it seems like that tape has happened after what we're doing now. Here we look around. Didn't actually, we could have just gone and entered the key code on the door down there, but I just wanted to kind of show you how we figure out the answer. So we have, you know, green, there's a green turtle, we have a rabbit there on red, so 2 green, 1 red, 1 blue. And then blue we have snail. And again, see here we got 2 green, 1 blue, 1 red. That's right, there's snail on the blue. Rabbit on the red. This green, did I miss it? Turtle on that green. And cheetah are on this one. So also go fast. All right. So go fast. The stickers on the computer monitors are telling you which or is the order. So fast to slow. And then you have, you know, the greens are 5. You see they have the value 5 on the dartboard. Blue is 2, red is 3. And so when you go around looking at comparing the animal speed, you know, rabbit's faster than a snail, cheetah's faster than a rabbit. What was this one? A turtle. Snail is slower than a turtle. You end up getting, let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, this is actually the code that is the reverse of the one for the door. So this is 5352. So, you know, green, red, green, blue. And then we know that now. Now we've been hearing some noises in the water down there. Some creature moaning at us. Sometimes it's waiting. I should have turned off my flashlight. Did I say 5? Oh, I'm hitting 4. I'm being an idiot. 5, 3, 5, 2. Just in time, because I think that little guy came back. Alright, here we have cells. I don't think there's too much of anything here. Except for Chief's office key. So, back. There's. Oh, it got me. I think when it gets us, though, it temporarily despawns. Now when you hear like the splashing, you can hear when it comes and goes. Grab the key card right off the desk there. It can feel easy to miss sometimes. I think one of the first time I didn't quite see that right away. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here this time. We got this key card over here. Round crank. Here we go.
I can survive this. There's a way out. Just gotta find it. Leave me alone, please. I said sorry.
Now he mentions he says sorry.
See? You see that?
So, I think this goes with,
There's always a way out.
guilt is a heavy thing with these characters. The first time I played through, I will admit, Carlos's voice actor, it felt like that was the one that bugged me the most. But as I played more, I think he did a great job, and I think it just really fits the character.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, no!
Alright. Here we are in a hospital. Here's a map, the layout. We won't need that too much. The first thing we're focused on is this here. We need, well, we're going to need 4 coins in order to open that. Let me try and come this way, then boom. that stops us. We don't have to go in this room. I don't even think has anything. Mannequin pointing into a toilet. And then this room will come in here. Well, coming in now. So this one, I believe this to be the same mannequin that gave us the piece to the combination lock. Some interesting moaning from a random hand coming out of the toilet. Or a hole, I guess it says. Alright, in here. Now, this just tells us a little bit about how to solve the puzzle. I'm going to walk you through without just entering the code or anything here. You don't even have to do this part. Just make note of the name there. And this is one of the things that was tricky for me. Like these green lockers, you can always open them and get some items. There's like that and like these little small tables. See, if you'll notice here, we can go through and check names with ID numbers and birthdays and all that. And here we have the bottom one, ID 1576, February 80. No. Yeah, February 80 for, that's a birth year, I believe. Now, if you go through and look up this person's, well, here we have it, their ID number and their birth date, and we'll see, okay, well, it's the last two of their ID number and the first two of their birth month. So here, this is one thing you do have to do, is you do have to unlock this computer just to see this part. ER is over capacity. This is a clue as to what of Roman's stories here. We have one patient, mid-30s, unconscious with keys embedded in her skull. Later found sleepwalking in the bathroom. Movement went unnoticed. Managed to get her back. Her sister, who did not survive, was found to have been pregnant. Paramedics on the scene reported it was likely her first trimester. Thought you should know. So we see that. Then we go back to the bathroom. We can go either way. It does kind of do a loop there. Okay. Now we just run back to that door we needed the key for. Open that up. And you'll note that, see, this is one of the things I like. No real reason, but this mannequin just watches us as we move around. Now here we have we're gonna, get a code, obviously a 3-digit code. We're gonna look at this. We see we have a 5 and a 3. At the first, we're looking at the blue hour hands, I suppose, here. The next one, we have again a 5 and a 3. But so it shows it doesn't matter the order there. What you will notice is the minute hands actually tell us the order of the numbers. So then we have 2, 3 here. Whichever minute hand is sooner, that's that's the order of the numbers there. So then you have 2, 4, 5. You look for the one with the earliest minute hand. It's 2, then 4, 5. So looking at the minute hands here, we see there's 1, 7, and we have this one, 7, 8, 3. 7, 8, 3 is our 3-digit number. Come over here. And we get our sledgehammer. And we have again this locker. Get some more bullets. And now we notice this door is actually open. This fetal mass of limbs and stuff. At this point, we'll go ahead and just enter rooms. We don't need to go in those two next to them right now, but we will. This we need. The toilet paper, yes. Oh god, he's clipping through the wall there. That was spooky. I bet you can guess what we need to do with the toilet paper. So we will do it. But now we have an enemy in here. We're actually, I don't want to deal with that. We're gonna go ahead and give that to the hand, and it gives us a coin. And then we'll come back this way. Going through some of these other doors. They had some creepy thing there. I haven't actually gone to find out if we absolutely have to get the handgun or not. And here we have that mannequin again. And the note discussing flesh and blood. So we mix AB blood with the organic matter of the thing, and we can make some sort of acid. And now it's holding a scalpel to its kind of throat, it looks like. So this is what we need. Tissue sensor. We have more bodies just kind of. This is almost like a human centipede type thing going on here. Come in here, take the blood pack. And you can leave this room and then be like, but if you come back in this room. Oh, not yet. In the room here, dig in the dirt, we get a coin. There's like nothing else here. Has it happened yet? There. So we open that door, maybe something, but now we have a mannequin just looking in there. That's just one of those little things that I really love about this game. It feels like it adds so much, but it's also so missable. And there's a bunch of flesh blocking that door. We don't need to go back in there. That's the records room. We have the 2 keys. Oh yeah, now we have to go back. Now we can go this way. It's quicker. And not in that one. And we'll come in here. And an anemic. O positive blood. There. Gives us that coin. So now we have 3 of the 4 coins we need. But we also have this prepaid card. Which we use here for the next coin. Oh, yeah. Before I do that next part, we can go ahead and just see this part here. This is what tells you how to do this next part. I remember, but so we have, you know, it was, I think 1576 was the ID number. So it was again first 2 or the last 2 of the ID number. And it was February 80. And the next 2 is the birth month, 7602. And here we just have a cryptic puzzle poem talking about the order that we're going to put these keys in. So we have symbol of powers first. And then we have the I stand strong, defending with my might, symbol of security. Third, soar, take flight. Last but not least, yeah, I'm unassuming and plain. So we have power and grace, security, flight, plane. Now I want to try and do this quick before that guy monster thing shows up. So 1, plane, gonna be last. Crow, flight. That's power and grace. Shield is security. So face, shield, bird, plane. And we got pliers. Now with the pliers we go and get this scalpel from that mannequin that has been following us since the beginning of the game. And again, there's a lot of looping stuff here. Helps you avoid things. So it doesn't fully matter which way you go. Probably if you're speed running it, it does, I'm sure. I've been meaning to get into that. See, I forgot to just tap the run. Obsidian scalpel. We can go ahead, get this flesh sample, but we still need another the AB blood, I think it was, for that. So we've pretty much gone everywhere. There's just one last spot. Oh. See, these are the like little tables that have the items in them. But I can go ahead and delete that and just use that one. I would prefer to have health. This is a headless mannequin. And that eye symbol. Then there's that red flashing light in here. I wonder if that... See, we got 2 shoes. Anyway, this is another room you don't have to come in. In this next scene you can miss. You can even miss it now. Just don't go back and answer the phone.
Roman, look at you. Look at you.
Jill? It was Jill, right?
It was. I used to be Jill. Now I'm something less. And you. You're still you.
Jill, please. I need help. Something's wrong with me.
There is, but it's not enough.
I don't understand. Why are you hungry?
Don't you dare.
And then, yeah, Jill mentions you're still you. That's another thing that makes me think that first tape was from Carlos was talking about Roman being immune, that is. Another one of those. As the next used tape. And the blood bag we need. Now from this way, we can go ahead and open this path again. But we need to go back now. We have the flesh and the blood we need. Did I grab that already? No, I have. I find medkits are pretty much the most important item for just when you get hit. Because you don't have to fight very much. This game isn't... It has combat, but it's not combat focused. And I do think they do a great balance. So this is the machine that we give samples. Now a strong acid that computer screen said would dissolve flesh. So what do? Need to find some flesh for it. And I went the wrong way. Again, it's all loopy, so it doesn't really matter. So far, all the enemies have been exactly where they were before. And I played. Even this guy. And then this, look here, that's a bandaged mannequin, like the mannequin that we got the piece from. I think, yeah, it was the bandaged mannequin that we got the piece to the combination lock on the train, and next to it was the mannequin with the long hair, who had the key embedded in it. Wandered around, sister did not survive, was found to be pregnant. Kinda looks like that, yeah.
How dare you! Get out!
Huh? Oh God, it's you! You've been...
Get out!
What's wrong with her?
Don't dare ask that. Not you. Not you.
I don't know what. What do you mean? Oh no. No.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Blood on your hands.
I wasn't thinking that. I didn't mean to.
Intent is no comfort. Not for a corpse. Now get away from her. You see? This place will break you. And Roman? I would suffer anything to watch.
You're like me. You're human.
No. No, I'm not.
Please. What is this place where I am? How do I... can I leave?
Anytime you like, yes.
Wait. You can't leave me here.
You'll be gone soon. Just like the others. I will have my fun.
This is... Is this hell?
Hell would have meaning. This is just us and our gloom.
Wait! Hello?
So regarding the story, there's actually a lot to unpack there in that scene. So we have Jill's sister died. Some kind of accident that sent a lot of people to the hospital. Roman started out in a train station. He realizes he did something he didn't mean to. We still don't really know what's going on. And then when he says, "You're like me, you're human," to Carlos, Carlos says, "No, I'm not." That's why I think that, you know, in the tape that we heard before where he said he's not like me or I'm not like him, that I believe he's talking about Roman in that tape. About them both kind of being immune. And then you'll have, you know, Jill mention things like, "I'm not human anymore. You're still you." Still being immune to the gloom. So there's a little bit I'm trying not to get too ahead of things with the story. I suppose there are some light spoilers and stuff throughout, but I'm trying not to be too bad about that for anyone who might just happen to be watching this for the first time. But if you are, I mean, I would really recommend playing through on your own first. I mean, I'm going to say this a lot of times. This is a fantastic game. I absolutely love it. There's so much potential for some really awesome stuff just from what they built in this short game for $16. Alright, so here we have someone else who died. He took you too soon. Helen. And it seems to be a young lady, school uniform. So yeah, so now we had the train station, we had a hospital that was kind of tied to the train station. Though, yeah, the events of the hospital had it kind of tied to the train station, but I think the hospital was more of a Jill place. Well, Jill was there because of something Roman did. I think Roman's place is the train station. And we should feel uneasy by that statue. Now this is the one part that sometimes I kind of miss. It's a weird angle when you're coming through here and you go up to the statue and come back. It can be easy to miss that this is where the path is to keep going. And just look around a little more.
Hey, hey! Can you see me? Are you her?
You don't belong here. Why are you here?
Oh no! Oh no! Shit! I didn't mean. Wait! Shit! 나한테나.
And one thing, there was because I read articles, like reviews about this game, and most of the criticisms really felt like they had no idea what was going on. If you didn't notice, she was typing into her phone, so, because people, as far as the voice acting, were saying, one of the characters' voice sounds computer generated. Again, it's part of the character. She communicates that way. She's a mute. She can't speak or doesn't speak. All right, then we have a map of the school. The creature dragged the girl to the gym. All right, let's go ahead. We have the second tape.
He's done some messed up things, especially to those poor girls. I found the perfect test subject. Gotta figure out how much he can take. How many times I can knock him down. How many times I can get knocked down. This is time well spent. It's about getting some justice done. I just can't wrap my head around how he ended up in this place. This person. He's like an emotionless freak. No remorse for the awful stuff he pulled off. Again, here we are. I'm dealing with someone who's also strangely immune to the gloom. He's kinda like me, but let's be clear, he doesn't deserve this perk. No, he doesn't.
Actually, maybe I'm wrong. The again there, it's kind of how he starts when he's shooting, I think what it says is Henry. And then here, if all of this is talking about the same one who's not Roman, this could all be about Henry, and he's testing this on him. Alright, so we have this red clock. Make note of the time. Yeah, 10. Okay, I have. Sorry, I have notes from the times I've played this game. Yeah. I'm just sometimes I'm looking over to make sure I remember things. Looks like a doll. So we'll notice. So he mentions now that there aren't mannequins anymore. Now it's this doll. And I feel like that's another significant thing for the real transition. Alright, some planets are missing. So getting the 3 missing planets is kind of the thing we're doing now. Another one of the more, yeah, I guess you could say tricky puzzles has to do with these that we're going to be looking for, just because it's so image focused. So you got to make note of the images as well as which part of the thing on the grid is pushed in, or not pushed in, but colored. So we have that one there. I mean, it might be, if you need to like take a picture of those, that might be the best way. I made, like, when I was coming through taking my time, I made like detailed notes of like exactly what the picture was and the grid and where what was, you know, colored and what it wasn't, because I wasn't sure what it was all going to be in the first place. Here's another great room you don't really have to come into. Wait, this is just another tape anyway, isn't it? Yeah. So we hear crying in the bathroom. Now we have a blue clock. We're a 9 and a 4. Okay. But I like, if you notice, like this one's moving. So you have a crying mannequin, a bloodied mannequin on a toilet there. Now Roman doesn't do much but just kind of look at it and be like, I don't know what's going on here. Another doll hand. Alright, here is this puzzle. Alright, we need a 3-digit code. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that to get some shotgun shells. Alright, this one, not too crazy or complicated. You see lines and stuff, and you just kind of gotta move them around until they line up the picture the way you need. Oh yeah, sorry, I was having like a brain fart of pushing the button there. Now look, all the lines connected, makes sense. 3 numbers in the top, 413. One of the more straightforward puzzles in the game for sure. And then, well, all that does is give us flashing lights. Red, blue, red, green, blue. Stops. Again, red, blue, red, green, blue. Remember the color sequence. Which would be more apparent had we actually looked in that other room first. But it'll make perfect sense in 1 second if you haven't seen it yet. Here we go. Now I'm sure you can guess what we have to do. Yep, running. Red, blue, red, green, blue. There we go. We solved that. And then in here, another locker, some more handgun ammo. Only computer working in the school. Then we have that eye symbol that's been following us everywhere. But there really isn't anything in here we need. Alright, we saw the blue clock with 9 and 4. We saw red with 10 and 1. Again, I want to go in order for things. So coming in here, let's look around. Yeah, 1993. Here we go. Yellow clock, 9 and 1. And I do feel I did watch someone play, I think, an earlier demo of the game, and it was, so this one's not fully formed yet. And it was significantly different than like the start of the game. So I know they've gone through a few revisions of stuff. Where this wall should be deeper. Like there's a lot of little things that I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe they were working on something. Maybe there is something. I like it regardless of whatever it was. Because it makes it feel like there's mysteries we can't get to, or, you know, we're not supposed to. Like it like there's more. I feel like, I guess, lived in is kind of what it was. So we have a note. The red clock half right, yellow clock always lies, blue clock half wrong. All right, so blue clock, you have a 9 and a 4. Half wrong, that means one of those is right. Yellow clock always lies, 9 and 1. So then we know 4 is right. And then half right for the red clock, we have 10 and 1. Yellow always lies, so 1 is wrong. So we have 10 and 4. I believe. There we go. And then we get the shotgun. Or we would if... Now, you might not want to do that. I'm going to. We can beat this game without using a gun until one part makes it easier, but... Alright, so we have a key. Of course, yes, the gym where we're trying to go, we know that it is going to be locked. Now, actually, all you have to do is unlock this door. You don't have to go in here as Roman. If you do, we see this guy. Yeah, we can fight him if we want. And you'll see the combat in this game, it really isn't tricky. Now this is for a puzzle that we are not going to solve as Roman. Oh, yeah, the one thing that we would have to come in here for is just to look at this. A circle, we have that one. And don't worry, we're getting close to the end of the school section here. We've gone in that room. We can go in here. Now, there we go. So we have the third used tape. Now this is really easy to miss. That's one of the planets right there. And you can look around, but that's actually all we need in this room. As far as like getting any items or anything. I'm not thirsty. Actually, I'm never thirsty. Which is interesting because he keeps seeing things that say drink. I mean, I could be wrong about that. There might be something there. Maybe there's some sort of lore in some world where that's kind of a thing. Or some, I know some about some mythologies, not everything about all of them. But it's an interesting thing to note. We see drink. He says he's never thirsty. And then we have, again, another symbol. You know, draw the symbol out, take a picture, and make note of that. Then, I mean, this is just right here. Oh, the locker doors are opening and closing. So you don't, yeah, you can just go in there, grab the planet, and be done. We have a key. The symbol. And then in this room, again, there doesn't even show us what this is, but there is, again, like, there's nothing in this room. I mean, there's the symbol there, but and here we just have a nice end of hall scene through the window here in the rain. Just think it's kind of cool when it does things like that. Here we have another image with that. And then here. Not worried about that. But here is like another indication of what's going on here. I mean, I think it makes sense what we're seeing here. We're hearing the crying, seeing the bloody mannequin again from the bathroom. So obviously this has to do with the story that's going on here. And then here we see a mannequin looking in. Yep. Yeah, so a lot of the combat can be resolved by running around the enemies. But yeah, now we don't see the mannequin here. So, a key point, it appears somebody saw what happened. Oh, how did he hit me? That's okay, I can just use that. Actually should be saving some of those. The one part that, kind of like the only part that really ever... Oh, we have another one of these. It's the same one we saw before, isn't it? Boarded up from the other side. Alright, we'll come in here. Grab a second planet. Can't fit through here. Another nice little outdoor courtyardy spot. And inside, planet number 3. Now we can continue this way. Now more tapes. Alright, another symbol. Here we say, the symbol reminds me of that damned eye. There we go. That is, someone turned this off recently, static near the screen. For people who are not as old as I am, so this is an old CRT. When you used to turn these off, yeah, the static would you'd kind of, if you put your hand near it, you could feel it, like your hair's raising and stuff from the front of the screen. And as this seems like it's set in 1993, yep, those are the kind of TVs we had back then. And here we just, hopefully we'll get another, I was hoping for a first aid kit. Alright, so, and then here we have another one of these. I think that is the last one to see. Then when we go through here, boom, we show up here. Which was, you know, right here in this hallway. So it's just kind of like a shortcut to get back over here a little bit. Into the classroom. Use our planets. Church door key. Alright. Now, just in case, because of how much I have chit-chatted and stuff, we will go ahead and save. Now we have tape C we can play.
I keep at it, throwing punches and watching him go down over and over. It's not only about justice, it's about understanding, figuring out the limits of our messed up existence. No time for feeling sorry for anyone here. I just want to know how many times this guy needs to kick the bucket before he's completely lost. Swallowed up by this messed up place.
Okay, so if we think of all the tapes as being about Henry, I think that makes sense. I think that tracks. That's probably better. I was probably just overthinking it. Alright, we're going to use the church key. And it reveals a grid of the same numbers. And, yeah, we can highlight them. So, we see the eye above this. What we have to do is figure out which ones of those pictures make that eye image. Now, you just kind of gotta add in which were, I'm looking at my notes here to try and describe it. So we had that first one that had kind of like the two parentheses, but if I remember correctly, we have there we go. Alright, so we got in here.
Why did you do that?
Bring you your phone. I thought you...
No, why did you follow me, stupid? Gonna die here.
I don't know. I thought maybe you needed it.
Nope, I'm good. See ya.
Stop, please. Don't run.
Don't want you to get me killed. I don't want to get you killed. He's here alone.
I think you don't believe that. Just let me help you. I'll stay down here.
Freya.
Huh?
My name is Freya.
Roman.
Now, one thing we can notice is this is the statue that made him feel uneasy. Now, it really has like two main attacks. The overhead when it goes sideways, that's the one that's like just hard to dodge. And that one can be too. This is why I like to save med kits for this fight. It's really the only time I die. There's a way to just kind of avoid it. I just am like dead set on doing it melee. Hopefully, I won't have to skip over too many times. I'm just gonna do this again real quick. And hopefully I'll just get it this time. But I am gonna skip the cutscene. We don't need to really watch it again. That is exactly why. See, when it's overhead, it's easy. But when... yeah, that's what you got. That's the way to kind of do it. When they do sideways, it's like run right and stand right where they are, and you can kind of cheese it by staying really close. The thing that gets me mostly is with the overhead, if I'm standing in the wrong place and the upswing gets me, then there we go. Now we're playing as Freya, and the basically obligatory run around as the defenseless character, but it's fine. I mean, it works. But it is kind of one of those things that does happen a lot in games. Mix up the pacing. The weird guy, so she says Carlos is a weird guy. I'm assuming that's who she's talking about. Alright, so now we gotta get him smelling salts. Now, if you go in here to this part, so here we have a little bit of confirmation now. This is her story. She says she can't believe she was a part of it. Now, this area is blocked off now, so we can't see the other part. Now, that one thing I said was part of the other character's puzzle is what we're working on now. So we need to go around, and we're getting these metronome pieces. Alright, so we see the third one here, and it's going very quickly. I mean, you could... yeah, just make note that it's fast. Probably like a quick recording would be the best way to handle that. Or if you can get like the exact BPMs, that might be useful too. And let's see. The next, the other crack was right here. And so we've made it to the gymnasium. And then we have basically an explanation of the point system of basketball, if you're not aware. We do need to know that. And what is probably not the most difficult, but maybe one of the more tedious puzzles. Another tape. The first time I was playing this, I didn't notice this note right here. And it just describes a game with visitors and away. It talks about all the points, what kind of things they made. Sometimes it mentions the actual points here, otherwise, other times you have to remember from that other one. And so, yeah, you just have to stare at that for a while and calculate the scores. Because then the next step is coming over to, you guessed it, a scoreboard. And here we actually have, you know, another 3 circles with one of them in. And so, if I remember correctly, because I'm not adding it all right now, I believe visitors have 21. Yep. And now, yeah, this is, you'll hear the alarm going off. It's slower than the others. Now, let's just go see if there's anything she notices Roman didn't. She says the same thing about the computer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't have anything. But we're doing a long play, so we're gonna try and kind of look at, check out everything. Oh. Accidentally scooped up on the chairs. I'm just on the table now. Fun. But like, that's again like the small developer stuff. That doesn't bother me. It's not game breaking. Now we have metronome stuff. We need, we'll come in here and again, refresher. Middle one, middle speed. Knock everything over. Here's the metronome. Use the parts. And we'll see, okay. And that's, you know, set the middle one to the middle, one to the left, all the way to the top, one to the right, all the way to the bottom. And then you get the nurse's key. Alright, now we have the smelling salts. Time to just go back to Roman.
okay?
I think so. My head hurts. Do you know where we are?
School.
I got that, but it's not my school. All the other rooms have been... I recognize them, but I don't recognize this one.
Weird. Sounds like a mystery.
It's yours, though. It's yours, right? This is your school.
Nice work, Mr. Detective.
This place, I think it takes memories and it makes them into something else. But the girl in the pictures, she doesn't look like...
No, not me. For starters, I'm not dead. At least, don't think so.
Did you know her?
Yeah, I killed her. I think. Wish I hadn't said that. Come on, I think I found an exit.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, he said, he does explicitly mention he does recognize the hospital too, so this is the first place that isn't a Roman place.
Freya, are you there? Why are you?
Now, some people pointed out this was where, so we jumped perspectives while playing this game from like kind of like the classic survival horror perspective to the first person, and now we have a more modern style for this part. The My Old Train. Okay, after meeting Jill, I guess know why I'm here. So we have now the confirmation that he was a train operator. Let's go ahead and just put some of that there. Here we have a map. The first time I did this, I didn't even come to this spot here. The one thing to note is there is the final tape here, and as we can see here, it should be just straight ahead from where the train is. So let's go ahead and well, it says that, but oh, I'm sorry, not straight. The white part is the walls, the darker part. So we go forward, left, right, and then to the end. Forward, left, right, and then we go straight. We don't turn that way. That fan is... they do have things placed in this maze spot well to help you navigate. I never felt particularly lost. It's not huge, as we saw from the map. From the fan, we can go this way. There's really just two items we need to get. One, and here, I'll show you the part. So here, two pieces missing. Small disc, big disc. Now, we go back this way, kind of following the right wall from that gate. The drink sign again tells me, I believe it's either right here. No, it's right over here. Alright, we have the small piece. My daughter would have loved this. So he had a daughter, or had. Oh. My daughter would, okay. See, that's something I never actually picked up before, because it's not... that's one of the things I really appreciate about this game. There isn't some big exposition that tells you everything, wraps it all up. He talks about his daughter in past tense. That actually makes a little more sense.
Man,
Oh, shit, Freya. You're gonna give me a heart attack.
language. And? Would it matter? Do we even have hearts here?
I don't. I can feel it beating. It's really, really good to see you. Glad you're okay.
Fine, same. Is there a way out of here? It's cold.
I have no idea. I don't know what I can trust. But I want to get out of here too.
Maybe we should stick together.
Yeah, we should.
Alright, now with Freya with us, we just go right here. She says she can go through and grabs the other piece for us. Turn right back around to here. And we get squished by a gate.
Not much different. What do you think, Officer Kelly? Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate your fresh eyes. The rest of you could take a few notes. I didn't have to rescue any of you, yet I saved you all. Remember that. I have to check on that filth.
Alright, can we make any of this out? Local police forces recovered. Report suspect. Suspect national. Plane. So he threw... There's a dart here. Wish I could make out some of that. And then so, I don't know. I feel like the implication was he checked himself after he died, and maybe he's tracking how many times he's died. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. $150. Or, sorry, 167. I was zoning out for a second there. Now here on this part, we come to a slightly more obscure kind of puzzle. You'll notice from here, all the computers have weird symbols. So you can like write these symbols down as we can see them. See, there is one thing to note. The ones on top are upside down. That's important. So here, this is really the main thing we're going for now, is getting these badges for this puzzle part here. But the trickier puzzle is the number one. Here we get a locker key in here this time. And we do have to walk around a little more. We don't have to go with, well, let's see. See, here's the thing where I think the voice actor just is doing the character well. He's mentioning a lot of, you know, people who never learn by name. Oh, he's not appreciated in what he does. He has this, you know, saying he doesn't need anyone. Here we have the first medal there. And then really it's those symbols on the things before. You match them up to this here. Now look here, Henry, and there's these interesting pictures now. Not quite human anymore. But yeah, if you match up those symbols kind of in the order, counting for the upside down ones, you'll get 57912, I believe. If I'm wrong, we're going to find out soon enough. Guns and bullets. Okay, so nothing there. Yeah, if we go through there again, we just pop out in the interrogation room. Then here, use the key. So now we have the pistol. Turn out my light because, you know, the light on these ones when you're in first person, it makes it kind of hard. And here's where we're going to do 57912. You got our second medal. Just need one more. There's only one more room to check. Just run to the back and pick it up. Again, I don't think there's anything noteworthy in any of these cells. Or anything we can do or interact with. Now, here it's also a little straightforward. They're different shapes. You have plus and minus. Fewest angles to the greatest angles. That has the most. And there we go. And we get our ammo.
Henry, good morning. You look worse. I don't think you're in there anymore. But I hope you are. Again? Again. Again. Tomorrow.
So the more he kills Henry, the more monstrous he becomes. Alrighty, and we are back as Roman. I think we're going to call that for now on this video. So we're going to do this one as two parts. Second part will probably be a lot shorter. I got the majority of the game done tonight. But again, guys, I'm Lokijunda. I play the horror games for the channel now. Don't forget to check out the Tower Defense playlist for, to answer the question in the comments for the video for a chance to win a $25 Steam gift card, as well as keep an eye out on the Let's Play Horror commentary from Lokijunda channel or playlist as well. I'll have a question coming up probably within the first half of this month. We answer the question in the comments, and you will be entered for a chance to win a $25 Steam gift card. All right, until next time, scare well.